So for some reason, if your assignments for some reason delete because of the overload of people, go to Teams, go to the general channel, click on Class Notebook, and you can either open in the browser, so online, or in the app that will open on your desktop. This is the app. Then, just because I don't want to show any names, you go down to your name, which will be down below. You open it up and you find Language Arts. And within the Language Arts, you'll find the playlist, or whatever we want to call it, chart, schedule, whatever you're most comfortable with. And last week was week 30 remote learning. This next week will be week 31 remote learning. And within here, you need to read all the directions, and it will show you what you'll be doing for that week and how you'll turn things in. Now, this is in the notebook. Everything can be typed within here. You could even do your fluency in here, okay? Now, I'm going to go over week 31 with you guys. This is week 31, and it talks about how your lessons will be in McGraw-Hill, Flipgrid, BrainPop, and Nearpod. You'll be answering a lot of the questions within a Flipgrid or Nearpod, okay? So how to access McGraw-Hill, again, going over, you have to go through Clever, and you click on the McGraw-Hill app. Then click on Wonders 5th grade and launch. You'll find the clipboard and look at your assignments you need to complete for each day. You have to use the chart here to know which ones. So on Monday, you have The Legend of John Henry, which is a listening activity, and then you'll do a Flipgrid. You either can click on this blue link, or if you have a phone, you just do your Flipgrid code. And I wrote here what you'll have to do. And it also is in the Flipgrid. A lot of times you guys will ask me, well, what do I do? Read the directions, please. So it says, when I read blank, I was able to picture my mind blank to reinforce how you use the visualization strategy. Then you'll need to read how Mighty Kate stopped the train on page 238, which is also a sign. And you'll do a Flipgrid, and you'll respond to these two questions, which will also be in the Flipgrid, just in case you forget. So you need to discuss the way the author told the story of Mighty Kate. Why do you think she told it this way? This is relating to the essential question. And then, what stories do you like most, or do you most like to tell to people, and how do you tell them? So this is going to relate to the idea of point of view. This is one of the keys this week, is point of view. You're relating it back to the essential question for the whole week. What stories do most people like to tell, and how do you tell them? Then after that, you got to go through all the skills on page 242, 245, which is right after this story. You need to read through each skill for comprehension strategy, skill, genre, and vocabulary, and you'll go through these questions and answer them in this Flipgrid. This Flipgrid will be at least 5 minutes you have to answer these questions. These questions will also be in the Flipgrid, so you don't if you forgot, or have this open and split screen it. Then you'll have to do the writing activity on page 246, and you need to read this. You'll write a narrative describing a mighty action performed by Kate using figurative language or literary devices. Look at the notes back in your quick writes that we took notes on these, that you can write this down below. And I found space for you. This is where you can write your quick write thing, right here for the writing. Then we have Minecraft writing lesson, which I'll go over in our class meeting, but I also created a video, so just look for the video too on my website. You have fluency to do and spelling city activities. This week I said if you would like to show, instead of doing all the multisyllabic, you can also show me in a video post so I know you at least know how to do it for week 20, log RTS. Also, you'll have vocabulary to do, and this is where you're going to write something for Davy Crockett. On the side is spelling. I don't want to show you too much of it. And this is fluency. I changed this part of the fluency. You can actually write in here. So on Monday, you can say what your score is. Did you get a 1 on your topic sentence, detail, closing statement? And by Friday, show me what your highest score was on your retell. You also can answer your questions right here. So you just click here. You can start typing your answer. And then score yourself a 0, 1, 1, or 2. You can either have your parent or an older sibling score you 2. Again, write your answer here. Also write the date. So it'd be like 4/6, 4/7, depending how many times you read it, 4/8, 4/9, 4/10 if you read all 5 days. And you just need a graph. So you could just do this, like highlight it, and just fill either shoot, fill. Where's the little, did I just paint? Okay, I'm not quite sure how to fill. I guess you gotta go to the draw tool and we could just draw it in. Oh, there it is, fill bucket. Haha, found it, guys. And you can fill on how much you read. So you just highlight it, how far you read, right click, find the bucket, and you just pick a color. Okay. Let's see what else. Then on Tuesday, you go back into McGraw. You work on vocabulary, where all the vocabulary terms are right here. And then you will read Davy Crockett Saves the World, and you'll answer just this question down below, like I just showed you. Answer the question here. Then you'll have a brain pop that you'll need to type in point of view, and I do want you to take notes. So maybe I'll put down here. Oops. Cancel. Point of view notes. And this is from the brain pop. Okay, so you can write all your notes right there for that. You'll have to type that in, like I said before. Then we may do a 10 o'clock meeting. Just wait and see in the Teams, but we may do a 10 a.m. meeting in Zoom or Teams to go over writing for those that want extra help. Fluency spelling. Then on Wednesday, you can go back to the Davy Crockett story, and then on page 277, I want you to answer those questions. I wrote some of them. These are the 2 questions I want you to reflect, and here's the Flipgrid code. Then I want you to do Edmentum Language Arts for 15 minutes, then work on your Minecraft writing lesson if you want to. I mean, if you finish all your Minecraft writing lesson the first few days, then you're done. It just needs to be due by Friday. Fluency, spelling, and state report I'll go over at class meeting, or I'll either do a video and post it on my website. Thursday, you'll read Grandmother Spider Stole the Sun, and you'll do a Nearpod this time and answer the questions. So you either can click on this code or on this link, or do this code via your phone or tablet. You'll be answering these questions and some other ones. There's an extension test down below. If you read this, you can do an extension activity. I really want to push some kids to use Sway, if you haven't, to this activity to show me that you understand the skills, because you will have a reading test on Friday. Edmentum, 15 minutes, language arts. You'll have an ed puzzle. Click on this link. And again, it's your username and password. You're just school one. Again, if some kids need help, we may do a 10 a.m. Zoom or Teams meeting. Fluency, spelling, and then I found a bunch of these games. This is all optional that you can do to help you with parts of speech. And let's see, McGraw-Hill test on Friday. Turn in your writing lesson, fluency scores, spelling test, and turn in your week 31 remote learning chart or schedule. And that's it for this week. If you have any questions, please let me know.